Hi, everybody. My name is Zeb Wellborn. I'm the president of the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our Business at Breakfast here, which happens every Wednesday from 7:45 to 9. Today, we have a great speaker lined up. It's Clark Canedy. He is a pilot, and he's also a business consultant. And so he's fused the two together in this presentation to talk about how you can correlate a flight plan with a business plan. So he's going to be presenting on that later today. But right now, what we'd like to do is because we're the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce, we represent 400 businesses, or we currently have 400 businesses that are members in our chamber. So we have these business breakfasts for an opportunity to connect and network with one another. So what we do at the start of these is we have 30-second. Actually, what we do at the start is we ask if there's any kind of public announcements that we have. So does anybody have any public announcements that they would like to share?
Zeb, I do.
Yes,
so a couple of things. So Vicki is starting tonight. I'll give you the commercial here. It's called Do You Need Extra Money? And she'll be doing a program that's sponsored by one of her clients starting at 6 p.m. this evening. And I guess across all platforms. It's a free event. There's no charge to attend, but she's going to talk. Her primary talk will be, let's see. Do you need extra money, extra opportunities? No pranks, just presents. I didn't get that till this morning during our Bible study, April 1st. Nope, I get it now, right? And then it's called Quarantine Quest, Reality Check, 30 Days to Dominate. So really teaching people how to take advantage of this time and really help their businesses grow. So when they come out of this, we can just kind of blow up and do incredibly well. And so I've been following some of her techniques myself, and I'm not the most technology knowledgeable guy, but it's been working effectively. We had a really great month last month, even though I never left my home. So guys, tune in. I'll put the link. I'll post a link someplace, Zeb. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'll get someone to show me how to do that.
Yeah, there you go. Put it in the chat box. That'll be a good spot. Anybody else have a public announcement? All right. Well, with that, we'll get going into our 30-second commercials. So I'm going to call up. I'll try to put who's up in the chat box in there. Before I go to the 30-second commercials, let me just remind everybody that this is going live on Facebook. So please share this with your audience, your family, friends, or through your business profile. Let people know that this is happening. We'll try to check those chats as we're presenting as well. Feel free to, in the chat box, include your name, contact information. Let's try to connect with each other. Look at the chat box and try to connect with each other as businesses as well. So Jeff, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go how it is on the order of my screen. So Jeff, you're up for your 30-second commercial.
Good morning, Chamber. Jeff Baca with Ultimate Source and the Pomona Valley Habitat for Humanity. I'm just going to use my 30 seconds to, first of all, thank Zeb and the people at the Chamber of Commerce, the staff, for doing their weekly Chino Valley Leaders Meeting. If you haven't been to one of those, it's very informative. Also, what the staff has done with the Chino Valley Chamber website. Any small business that's out there, also certain nonprofits. There is a PPP program by the SBA loans, which is a paycheck protection program. It allows businesses to get money within 24 to 48 hours. It is starting this Friday. It is money that you will get for your payroll, for your rent, for your utilities. If you use it the correct way, the amount will be forgiven by the government. So if you still have your employees, like I do, they're all working from home, but I do have everybody on staff still working. This is a way that you can get money to, help your business through this tough times. And once again, I just want to thank the Chamber for everything they're doing to help the small businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Sandy Graham, you're up.
Morning, Chamber. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Everybody? Great. I'm Sandy Graham with West Coast Magazine, serving the Chino Valley. As you know, right now, most of our businesses are closed, so we are holding our magazine for the next 2 issues, and we are not publishing. But we are here to help anybody who needs anything in any way. So keep it going, people. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. David Bear, you're up.
Okay, well, Good morning, everyone. David Baer with PFA. PFA is a proprietary insurance product that combines life insurance with critical care, with living benefits. It's an amazing product, and the company that is under the umbrella. So, just to give you a background, like how long we've been around, and nobody knows about us, kind of like Terry's group. It's some of the people with the company were actually insured on the Titanic, and like 9 U.S. presidents. So it's pretty amazing company. This is an offshoot of the company, and I also have the honor of being one of the membership directors of the Chamber of Commerce. A little challenging right now in that it's just hard to reach people, but I'm proud to see several members of my team on this call. So go team. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, David. Terry, you're up.
Good morning, Chamber. Terry Fitch, Legal Shield Business Solutions. And just want to share with you guys, really take advantage of this time. You guys know what I do, but then there's a real need for our service right now. The scammers are out there in droves. Can you imagine that during this pandemic? They're just doing all sorts of scams, phishing expeditions. There's even more than a need for our service. But more importantly, I think I want to encourage you guys, take this time to really get up on your business, to catch up on things that you wouldn't normally do, and to learn how to use technology. I mean, I've had more success in technology reaching people sitting behind their computers at home than I did trying to get in front of them at the offices, including businesses and HR directors. So just want to encourage you guys to take advantage of this time and get up on technology. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry. Jim Gallagher, you're up.
Morning, everybody. Jim Gallagher, Vice President for Dog Park for Chino Hills. We exist to raise funds to help qualified families assist their pets with medical needs, also to get amenities for the park. So I'll forego a poem today, but please feel free to donate to our cause. I put my link to our website and our link to buy bricks on the chat screen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Robert, are you ready? Robert, you're muted. Unmute yourself. There you go.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Shoot, man, I can't see you. Okay. All right. My name is Robert Ceja. Wow, you can't talk if I can't see me. That's weird, huh? My name is Robert Ceja, and I'm founder of Robert's Bariatric Services and creator of the IGEN process. My business is education, and it seems like this is a great time for education, especially this kind of education in terms of weight and what to do, how to better ourselves. So on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, that will be tonight, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'm offering a complimentary 7-week class at 10 o'clock at night. You have to pay something. So that's when I'm free, a complimentary class at 10 o'clock at night for actually for learning, which you probably will take you quite a bit down in your weight. So that's what I'm doing. And this method, just so you know what you're jumping into, this method is just based on observing the correlation between your eating behavior and your weight, and from there extracting the data and doing something about it. So that's what it is. Robert Ceja, Robert's Bariatric Services, 10 o'clock tonight. Send me your email and I'll open up the door for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Alex, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome.
Yes.
So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's everyone doing? Anyway, so my name is Alex. I'm with the City of Chino Economic Development Division. We're here to serve you guys in any way possible, especially during this time of crisis. We are here to kind of keep you guys informed on what's going on with your city, as well as what's going on with the federal government and the state government regarding small business. So you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can reach out to Chris Canedy as well, the Economic Development Manager at the City of Chino. We are simply here to keep you guys informed, keep you guys calm, and just let you know that we will get through this one day here pretty soon. So other than that, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's enjoying staying home. And I hope that everyone stays safe and have a good day. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Renee?
Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning. This is Renee Mehta. I'm from the United States Census Bureau. Thank you so much, Zeb, and thank you, Chino Valley Chamber, for allowing us to participate and be involved. Our response rates are going up, but I just want to let everyone know today that April 1st is Census Day. So today is Census Day. So please respond. Please spread the word. Today is devoted to the census, and so let anyone know that they should go and participate in the census over the phone online today. And thank you all for your participation. It's helping our communities and it's helping us get our funding and accurate representation.
Awesome, thank you. And in the chat box, I'm trying to let people know who's up. So I'm going to use using baseball terminology. So I'll say on deck means you're up next, and in the hole means you're up after that. So Jim, you're up next. Jim Maloney.
Yes, can you hear me, Zeb?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I did play baseball, so I do know what that means. Thank you. I saw that I was on deck.
Yep.
Jim Maloney, Transamerica Financial Advisors. And I just want to welcome all the new people. I see a lot of people here that I don't know, so I really would appreciate getting some. I am a financial advisor and also a branch office supervisor for the Chino Office of Transamerica Financial Advisors. We were actually started in 1906. I wasn't around back then, but I did. This week is my 20th. And I love what Robert Ceja said. My business is education. That's kind of what I do. Excuse me, I teach families how to save money, get out of debt, help their kids go to college, retire. And probably the biggest thing that I'm doing right now is something that we call protection. A lot of people are worried about the stock market, obviously. And there is a huge demand right now for life insurance. Our company represents 125 life insurance companies. And we also protect people's income against loss. But what I really wanted to say here real quick is financial services is considered an essential business for the state of California. So we are supposed to keep working, and I have been working, even though obviously we're all trying to work from home. But one of the things that I wanted to just throw out there is we are doing a series of informational meetings about our company. Pretty much every day. It's called a recession-proof business. And we actually, unfortunately for a lot of people, we do a lot better when times are bad like this. People start to think about their life and their savings and their kids, obviously their grandparents and their parents in times like this. So if anybody knows anybody that would like to take a look at maybe getting into the financial services industry, please text me, or I put my phone number and my love to get a chance to talk to them and invite them to one of these. They're just informal meetings about what we do and what we're looking for. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Jim. And Jim, just so you know, your mic was cutting in and out there a little bit. And then also, we're trying to keep these at 30 seconds. So just a reminder, 30-second commercials, and go from there. Judy, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Judy Conacher with the Shop Chino Valley mobile marketing app, and right now we're really focusing on helping businesses who need to or would like to switch from another system to online ordering, whether that's a restaurant or a small retail business that has items that they would like to sell online. We have the tools to do that. We understand that the third-party ordering delivery services are waiving their fees temporarily, but that is a temporary situation, and when they come back, who knows what those fees will go up to, but right now is not the time to be utilizing third-party delivery systems, especially for food. There were a lot of very poor reviews on those previously, and now I personally wouldn't want to trust my food to somebody else. So either pick it up yourself or have somebody pick it up for you that you trust. Some of the restaurants are doing their own delivery that don't normally, but I'm here to help anyone who needs to get their business online for ordering. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Razel, you're up. Oh, I'm sorry, Deanna, you're up.
I was gonna say, I thought I was in the hole. I didn't know what that meant, but I figured I was up next. Hi, Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce. My name is Deanna. My husband and I own Infusion Zone Family Fun Center in Chino Hills. We're temporarily closed, but in my 30 seconds, what I'll say is once we get out of coronavirus lockdown quarantine, you guys, we're gonna wanna have some fun, let off some steam, and go around and tag some people with laser tags. So you guys come out, have fun. We are still accepting reservations for birthday parties. So through the fall, you can go on our website and make a reservation. Infusion Zone Laser Tag, Chino Hills. Thanks.
Thank you. Razel, now you're up.
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see there's a lot of people here. My name is Rachel Arcega, LNR Promotions. I help businesses with promotions and marketing and events, but events have been canceled, so I've been doing online events. Also, I just want to remind people or businesses that this time is a really good time for marketing because people need to be, to know you. You have to be in front of your client, and also you have to be top of mind. So we do have a lot of products that are available. We do have all the sanitizers coming in early June, and also we do have masks for any of the safety people. I have asked because some friends and family have been asking for those masks. So if anybody wants to donate, you can help both of us. Again, LNR Promotions, we grow your business one event at a time, and I and I also am one of the membership directors. So we are still open to helping those businesses who want to become members. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Razel. And then we have somebody by the name of Sidex, so S-I-D-E-X. Are you there? Okay, Sidex, if you get on later, go in the chat box, let me know you're ready. If you're ready to do it. Chris Canedy, are you there?
I am here. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Guys, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, keep the faith. It's a tough time right now, and I know everybody's frustrated. I mean, we're here to do everything we can to help. I know that we have daily updates coming probably from everybody, and Zeb, you've been a great conduit of sharing all that information to the chamber, and I really, really appreciate it. If you need some immediate information regarding the city of Chino or just general information regarding some of the business loan programs, go ahead and hop on to www.cityofchino.org/go to business COVID-19. And there's a lot of information on there on the updated care plans and some of the other benefits that are out there. And of course, like Alex said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Even if it's not for our city, we have a lot of information that we're being fed. I know Zeb is as well, and he's a great contact as well, but we're here to help, and thank you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Gigi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chamber. I miss seeing everyone. My name is Gigi with Chino Commercial Bank. We are open regular hours to help you with all of your banking needs. We are opening new accounts if you need a new account. If you need assistance with the SBA disaster program loans, I'm here to help with that as well. And we also have the forms to help you with the PPP program. Not the CARES Act yet, but that everything keeps changing daily. So stand by and I'll let you know if we are able to help with the CARES Act on a whole. As of right now, we're just able to help with the PPP program. Thanks, everyone. I miss you all.
Thank you, Gigi. Next up, we have Greg. Greg, are you there?
This is the sound of my voice.
Welcome, Greg. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So,
my name is Greg Traver. I'm with Command G Design Studio. We're a full-service design studio here in Chino, specializing in creative consulting, corporate identity, brand development, web design, and advertising design for the web, environmental graphics and entertainment graphics, direct response, and retail product packaging. We provide industry-recognized designs that exceed our clients' deadlines and expectations. And the Command G team provides a strong creative vision that is unmatched in the industry. Command G, a small design studio with big ideas. And funny story, I'm glad I was not one of the first ones to go up because I was making breakfast. I cracked an egg and it slipped between the counter and the stove. So I had a little mini emergency here and I was running around trying to figure out how to clean that up.
Right on.
But I wasted an egg. It's a terrible thing.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Greg. Dan. Dan going once. Dan going twice. All right, Rose, are you ready? Rose? So if you're going, if we give you announcements, you have to unmute yourself before you get started. So just so you should know. So Rose, going once, going twice. Oh, there you go, Rose.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello, can you?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Rose Steady, and I'm with Roses Day. And we are your local florist right here in Chino Hills. We actually spent the last week and a half cleaning everything. So everything is nice, clean, and sanitized. And we did get a small, limited shipment of flowers. So we do have flowers to brighten your day. We can deliver. We have masks, we have gloves. We drop them off at your doorstep and we walk away. And you pay online, so no touching. www.rosesday.com.
Excellent. Thank you, Rose. Greg, Gregory Cohen, are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Hi there.
Hello. Boy, I don't know that I have a commercial. I'm just really happy to be here. Both Kaisa and I are here to support Clark. He's a great guy, and you're going to learn a lot from him. That's about all I have to say.
And come see our productions when we get back to it.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Melanie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Melanie Lorenzana, publisher of Neighbors of West Chino Hills and Chino Hills Sports, which will be hitting the mailbox this week, any day now. I help businesses get in front of the best customers, the people with the highest discretionary income, to help build that long-term branding and top-of-mind awareness. So these are the customers that are going to be hitting your businesses as soon as we're back up and running. We are still producing magazines. In fact, we've received a lot of feedback from the community at how much they're really enjoying it, and thankful to have it right now with the positive stories, and they're just really enjoying it. So if it's something that you would like to look into for the future, reach out to me and I can help you with that.
Thank you, Melanie. Next we have Rhonda. Rhonda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, everyone. And I have to say thank you for hosting this way. This is my first opportunity to join all of you on a Wednesday morning. So I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you once we get out of our quarantine status. I'm with ServPro of Chino Hills. We also have a branch up in Hesperia, Apple Valley, 29 Palms, and Barstow, but we are focused on Chino Hills here. We do fire and water damage, cleanup, mold remediation, asbestos removal, and right now we are very busy doing cleaning and disinfecting We've cleaned and disinfected for a couple of businesses who have had individuals affected by COVID. And we are also working on a couple of big warehouses where they wanted to do some disinfecting to make so that their employees feel safe. So we're out here to help. I'll put my information in the chat box so that if anyone needs anything. But again, just happy to be involved and looking forward to getting to know all of you a little more.
Perfect. Thank you, Rhonda. Nice to see you this morning. Carrie, are you up? Carrie, you're up.
I'm awake. I'm up.
Awesome.
Good morning, Chamber. This is kind of different. So we are open. I'm an estate planning attorney here in Chino Hills area. We are able to do Zoom conference calls, telephone calls. I even have a table. So I did a signing the other day and we put a table out back for the person to sign. We had gloves for them to wear. They signed, they gave it back to us. We're letting it sit for 3 days. And that's kind of how we're trying to do business right now. So we can accommodate whatever. Now is a good time to kind of look over your estate plan and make sure everything's okay and see you guys have time. See if there's anything that needs to be changed. If you have any questions, we're here and we're open. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Len, you're up. Len, you might have to unmute yourself if you can. If not, I'm going to move on to Ann. Ann, are you there? Ann going once, going twice. Georgia?
I'm here. This is
Okay,
Ann.
Hi, Ann.
Oh, hi. Sorry about that. Ann Heisinger here, Ann Heisinger Academy, Leadership Essentials. I help people reset their mindsets so that they can develop successful plans for the future. And right now, what we're doing is looking at a total pivot and revamp of some of the services that I'm offering, which are helping clients just to pivot and to look at how they can not stand still right now, but utilize the time that they have, this downtime, which is very important to look at how to prepare now for the next 90 to 120 days that are coming. So we still have hot deals out there available, Zeb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll be putting something out on the hot deals and offering a complimentary webinar in the coming days. So again, it's Ann Heisinger Academy, Leadership Essentials, and just wanting everyone to stay safe out there and look for your opportunities so that you can continue to step into your greatness.
Okay, Len, you're up.
Oh, hi. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm also called Andrea. They call me Len from my nickname. So I'm your notary public and your certified signing agent. So you know what that means? I help people organize documents. And whether it's home-related signings or simply general work like power of attorney, advance directive, trust, and wills, I'm actually getting a lot of signings lately, but I kind of pick what I want to do because as a notary, you have to be face-to-face with your client. And with the COVID going on, I'm just afraid, but I'm doing my best helping them. But like I said, I limit where I want to go or who I want to meet. But I'm still here. Hopefully this will go away soon so we can get our business going.
Thank you, Len. Georgia, are you there? Georgia going once, going twice. And then, let's see, Samuel, are you there?
Hello, good morning. This is new. I'm Sam. I live here in Phillips Ranch. I buy judgments and I enforce them. I have a team of about 25 people that I work with here locally in SoCal. So I'm not alone. Just trying to make the best of this quarantine. It's good to be here.
Thank you, Samuel. And then our last one, we have the number 909-972-7765. Are you there? Okay.
Zeb, that's Gigi.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect.
I couldn't get the audio, so I came on with my phone, and I'm on the computer as well. So I'm doing both today. Hi again, everybody.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys all for coming in. We have a great presentation lined up for you today from Clark Canedy. Before I introduce him, I want to make sure that this is going live on Facebook. So if you have an opportunity, share it out to your audience, share it out to the groups that you're involved in. Make sure we let people know that this is happening right now. The second thing is feel free to ask questions in the comment box. But with that, I'm going to introduce Clark. So Clark came to me several months ago, got involved in the chamber. He came to our first Wednesday Business at Breakfast meeting. We did a giveaway, and he donated some prizes for that. He donated, what he donated was flights to the Chino airport. And so we had some of our members here actually won those prizes and got a chance to fly in the planes at Chino airport. He went out to Chaffey College and tried to do a program where Chaffey College students would video those recordings. He did that, and then he also donated $1,900 out of his own pocket to support those students and give them prizes for this program. So Clark, since you've joined the chamber, you've done a lot of really great things. I'm looking forward to, we're putting on a Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce pitch competition, which Clark is also involved in. But today he's going to be talking about his business, and he's going to be walking you through how you can connect a flight plan to your business plan. So with that, Clark, you're up.
Thank you, Zeb. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for showing up this morning. I got to be honest with you. I kind of miss, being there at the breakfast and getting to see everybody in person. So this quarantine is kind of something I don't really want to talk about much anymore. I'm going to talk about some more positive things today. Again, my name's Clark Canedy. I'm going to talk about my business plan called Fly Your Business Plan. And it's basically an amalgamation of aviation and business. And so I'm going to get right to it. This is a very short, abbreviated version of my usual seminar that I do. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the share screen and go straight into my presentation, and we'll get started. In just a second. Share screen. Okay, so my presentation is going to cover this flight experience I've had for decades and Fly Your Business Plan. And my career's been mostly CFO, CO work. If I add up the total number of clients I had in a particular year, I was managing about 60 to 70 million a year worth of revenue. So I'm accustomed to working at a level where I'm managing a significant number of people, up to maybe 400 in an organization, and a significant amount of revenues. It's a good amount of responsibility, and I absolutely love it. But one of the things that got me through it is there is a formal structure in aviation, and there's a system. When you go to the airport and you want to go somewhere, you get on board, you're going to go to the destination that you intended to go to. Go to LAX, you want to go to New York, you get on the plane, you get out, you're going to be there. So what's the big deal? Okay, so the big deal is that, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there's over 87,000 flights a day that happen in the United States. And all of those pretty much end up in a successful flight. And that's because there are protocols and procedures of how these flights are done. And I'm going to share that with you. And I've used that structure in aviation and in business, and it works for me, and I want to share it with you. I've pulled out some of the points that mean kind of the most in my seminar, so I can get you through a fast track version of it. And this is the plane that I built, and it's a composite aircraft. It's something that goes about 230 miles an hour. It'll take 4 people. And it's a very efficient aircraft. It's something that's been built by several thousand people, pilots in the United States. A couple of them are NASA astronauts. And this is an evolution of going from metal airplanes to plastic airplanes, which are fiberglass, foam, and it's a very efficient way to do it. And so if you have new technology in your business, this is one of the technologies that's happened in aviation that's allowed for a great deal of efficiency. So I kind of consider myself a destination consultant. And the reason I say that now is because to me, that where you're going and where you want to end up is basically the focus. And everything you do every day is focused on getting to that destination. I have had some clients in the past that allow a lot of distractions to get in their way, and they don't ever quite get to that destination, or they never get to it. So my question for you as I go through this presentation today is, what is your destination? Also, I want to point out too that it doesn't really matter what your education is. I've discovered this segment here, 30% of living billionaires never even got a bachelor's degree. So if you're an entrepreneur or thinking about being an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Anyone can do it. If you follow the rules and procedures, you can be successful. So what is the significance of this number, 28,725.50? I'm going to tell you what that is later on in the presentation, but it's an important number, and I think it's a number that everybody should know about and think about. So I'm going to make a point here. If all of you were aeronautical engineers and you took a look at this aircraft, there's a good chance that your thought is interesting design, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere. And it's true. This never got off the ground. This was somebody's idea of an aircraft design that they thought would work. The sad part of it is that it didn't work. But when I put on my financial hat, I see somebody bought all the materials, put in all the time, tried to make this work, and it didn't work. And this happens in business. I have people come to me and say, hey, I have a business idea. This is what I want to do. And sorry to say that you lose the money and you don't end up with the product or where you're going. This is another idea somebody had, a business idea. They built this, they spent the money, spent the time, spent the energy, no results. This is another one, same thing. This is another one. You get an idea in your head, you just can't let it go. The only way you're going to get it is out of your mind is just do it. And so this is what I struggle with sometimes with clients when they have ideas. But now here's another one. So here's someone who basically strapped on some wings and going to jump off a cliff. But here's the trick. That's basically a hang glider, and that actually works. So you have to be very careful about ideas when people bring them to you, because you can initially dismiss a good idea when in fact it's a great idea. And those are the ones that you have to kind of thrash through to get to the ones that actually work. So I'm going to show you quickly here an aviation flight profile compared to a business flight profile. So an aviation flight profile, you basically say as a pilot, okay, I decide I'm going to take a flight. You're going to have to create a destination. So you need to know what the weather is where you are, what the weather is on your way, and what the weather is at your destination. It's very important, because if it's severe weather, you got a lot to work through, or you need to make a decision you're not going to go. Then you have to do a flight plan. You have to figure out how far you're going, how much gas you need, how many people you're taking on board. What are the other challenges in your flight? Now, any of you are out there are pilots, I'm just really brushing over. Y'all know there's a lot more work than this, but in general, this is kind of the flight plan. Next, you need to go do a pre-flight. So you go out and check your airplane, you walk around it, make sure everything's going to be working, all the things function correctly, that the engine is ready to go, and that the aircraft is ready to take on this flight. Then you actually get in it, you're going to taxi it, you're going to go out to the end of the runway, you're going to do a departure, You're going to end up doing a climb when you leave that airport. You're going to cruise from your destination. At some point in time, you'll need to descend. You'll arrive at your new airport, and then you're going to taxi, park, and exit. Now, that's pretty much the profile. When you take a commercial flight, all those 87,000 flights, this is what they do every single time. It works. So if I were to convert that into a business plan, you say, oh, I think I want to start a business. Well, you need to write a business plan. And a lot of people dismiss this piece, not only just in the beginning, but even after they wrote the business plan and they're actually running their business, that they figure they just do it once and it's just something you do, or you don't even do it at all, you just jump in. But it's very critical. The business plan, you got to know, what is the business? What's your market? We've got people listening today that are experts at doing marketing and branding. And is there really a market for what you're going after? And how much money is in that market? Is there any room for you? What does it take to get that market? So, that business plan is more comprehensive. I'll touch on that in a little bit. You might want to do some testing, some R&D. Make sure you got a product that works if you got a brand new idea. Then you kind of prepare to get started. You got to have financing and various business startup elements. So you start your business, you grow the business. That's very similar to your climb. And then you sustain your business. That's kind of your cruise. Maybe you're in the business for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Maybe it's a family business, been around for 100 years. That's kind of the thing these days. You have a business that's sustainable. But at some point in time, you're going to have to descend. That's your exit strategy. How are you going to get out? So during the sustain and exit strategies and the sale or whatever your exit strategy is, this is where other consultants who are in the chamber can come and help. They're asset management people, they're financial planning people, they're structured financial planners. Perhaps you want to make sure this is in a trust or some other vehicle that will be a legacy of some sort for your family members that need to be constructed. But you got to have the wealth, you got to have the money. And then you have your investment strategies, and then you basically retire. So this is kind of the fundamental framework that I work from. And when I meet someone or work with a business, I find out where they are on this particular journey and then begin to consult from there. And I usually ask them, do you have a business plan? Most of the time they say no. So you don't really have a compare and contrast. What was your original idea and where are you now? Are you anywhere near what you were trying to accomplish when you started the business? So this is my blueprint. I work from this all the time. Just for giggles, I happen to pull this up. This is basically a graph from the Air Traffic Controllers Association that shows a highlighted view of how many aircraft were in the air at this particular moment in time. So if you're questioning the 87,000 flights that are in the air every day, this is kind of proof in the pudding. So I'm going to go, now that you know the flight profile, I'm going to talk about that sale and the end of that journey, because like I said, I'm a destination consultant. And so this is the end game as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to just go through this quickly. If you have a business and you're going to sell it, the two primary structures that a business is sold, the vehicles, is either a stock purchase or an asset purchase. And that's usually it's determined a few different ways. And there are other ways to sell your business, but these are the two primary ones. So the business EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, is a kind of a standard way to determine that your value or the net income of your business. So let's just assume you have $1 million business to keep the numbers simple. And that the industry that you're in, and this happens to be medical, for example, you're looking at getting 5 times that number, 5 times the stock number, 5 times the asset number formulas. So that means the business value is worth about $5 million. You might have a small basis in it. You put $1,000 in to get your stock started, or you have assets that are fully depreciated and you have really nothing to deduct there. And there are various tax implications here. You'd want to kind of get the final details from your CPA or accountant. And so that would leave you with a net taxable income off of that sale, the taxable 4.9 or 5 million roughly. Whoops. And if you're in California, we've kind of experienced this, and your mileage will differ depending on your personal tax situation, but the state tax and federal tax would be about 37% on stock and 47% on asset. So you're basically looking at, it's more favorable for a seller to sell its stock, but most people won't buy a corporation stock because they don't want all the liabilities that go with it. I know this part's a little bit dry, but I just want to drive the point home that by the time you apply the tax, 1.8 million for the stock or 2.3 million for the asset, your after-tax take-home is about 3.1 million or 2.6 million out of 5 million. And if you have a partner, you're maybe 50-50, you're only going to get 1.5 million out of a $5 million sale and 1.3 million on the asset on a $5 million sale. So this is a shocking, kind of a calculation when someone says, hey, I want to sell my business. And my first thing I ask them is, well, how much do you think it's worth? And I kind of run through these numbers. And when they realize that, after all their effort and all those years that they put in, this is all I'm going to get, these numbers would have been attractive 20, 30 years ago. They're kind of numbers you can retire with, but these are potentially not large numbers to retire with. They're good, but so when I meet with people and I talk to them, what's your destination? And I go through this process. When you build that business plan, you're going to want to maybe change the trajectory of your business and where you're going. You're going to want to consider maybe you're going to want to have a 20 million or a 30 or a 40 million dollar year business. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? How do you do that? And that's where I come in. I help you do this. You want to call me, I can get you through this. You know anyone? Let them talk to me. The major business plan elements, if you're going to go back and engineer, and this is just a brief list, it's an executive summary. This is standard stuff. You guys are all entrepreneurs. You know what's going on, but I'm going to just remind you, and this is a good time. It's downtime. Go back and take a look at what your plans were and where you are. You need an executive summary. You got to do your company description. You need to do a market analysis. You've got to do competitive analysis. You need to do description of your management and organization. Who's in it? What's your team? What are they going to do for you? Products and services that are part of your business. Your marketing plan, very important. We have people even here today. This is their expertise. This is what they do. They're out there. They're available. You have to have your sales strategies. That's, to me, marketing and sales are two different things. Marketing is kind of the science of the sales process, and sales is the act of actually going out and selling the product with your marketing strategies and tactics. They're not the same in my mind. You might need a request for funding. This is where you got to find your bank. So you're going to borrow money from your friends or borrow money on your house. These are all, difficult decisions. How are you going to bring it up? But if you don't go through the plan, you don't know how much money you need. You have to come up with financial projections so that you can make these calculations, make sure there's enough, gas in the tank to get this thing going. I help you with these things. I get you on the right track. You also need to know an exit strategy for two reasons. One, if you actually make it where you're going, did you actually make that 20 or 30 million mark? Or if something goes wrong, something happens, a virus shows up or something, how do you get out? How do you save yourself? How much would you have to sell your business for to get your money back? These are all very critical things to think about. So this picture is a picture of a very small aircraft. I would liken this to a very small business. If you were to get in it, this is basically the cockpit you would see. There's a very limited number of gauges here, basically how fast you're going, how high you are, what your direction, maybe some engine instrumentation. Very simple, just like a small business. There's not a lot of things to track. I refer to these as necessary key indicators. And when you have an aircraft, you don't put a bunch of stuff on it to weigh it down. It doesn't help it fly well when your plane's heavy. So you only have what you need. You only need key indicators for the things that help you know how to fly that plane. Maybe it's something more complicated. This particular private jet has this type of an instrument panel, significantly different than the one I showed you. But there isn't anything on here that you don't need. You absolutely need it. But there isn't anything on here that is just hanging around. Same thing with your business. This dashboard is full of key indicators. This instrument panel, you need one of these. When you do your business plan and while you're running your business, you need to know these things. And you don't just create work. You don't have accountants to give you report after report after report. You never read them. You don't do anything with them. They need to be meaningful and measurable and make that destination more and more realistic. Maybe you have a very complicated business, maybe something the size of this plane. Well, this is a very different cockpit. This has an enormous number of gauges, buttons, dials, switches, and it takes 3 people to run this. I have a management concept called cockpit management. There's a reason why all 3 of these people are sitting very close to one another. And if you were to take your executive team and put them in the same room while they work all day long, which is kind of contrary to where we are today doing remote communication with people, but this is something where you don't have the co-pilot sitting in the tail section, and you don't have the flight engineer sitting out on the wing somewhere. They have to all be together so they can communicate. And I've seen this conference room style management work very, very well. Not hidden off in an office with the doors closed. The first time I set this up in an office, everybody ran out of work in about an hour. And that's the breakthrough. That's where things start to accelerate, because now you start working on forward motion and getting things done. Maybe you've got an Elon Musk kind of business. I won't bother showing you what the cockpit looks like on this. So this is the basic set of flight instruments for an aircraft. But nowadays, this is what you look at. These are all computerized screens. And they have that same 6 pieces of information is on this screen and about 22 others more. So this is kind of an example of technology coming into aviation. This is no different than technology coming into your business. And if you have in your business plans acquisition for computers, software, maybe it's machinery, maybe you've got some kind of a molded, injected plastics type of a business. You need these key indicators and you need technology. You got to exploit it. This is another very dense view of some information that pilots are looking at. Probably looks pretty impacted to you, but to a trained eye, they can go exactly to what they want to see. This is the way you would be as a CEO or COO of your company, looking at various activities in your company. We design these things for you so that you can look at a document daily or look at documents on a weekly basis or monthly basis and share it and figure out how well your company's doing. If you're producing reports by the 15th or the 30th of the following month, you're only 15 to 30 days away from a problem. If you're not looking at financials regularly, if you're not looking at management reports regularly, you could have a problem for 6 months or for a year and you don't even know it. It's happened. I've seen this happen many, many times. My last appearance at the Chamber Breakfast was when Eric Engel was doing his presentation a few weeks ago. Maybe some of you attended that. I happened to pick up his CD after it was over, and I took the time to listen to it. And I was very impressed. We actually spent a couple hours talking. He ran me through his program, and I learned a tremendous amount of information of what he brought to the table as far as his marketing and being able to script your products and a whole lot more. And he talked about platitudes, and that really rang out to me when he said it originally. If you get a chance, his information's on the screen, engelsassociates.com. You can watch the videos. But I know there are other companies that are either on today or are members of the chamber that do this work. Seek out someone who can do scripting, who can help you with designing your products and help your business get a logo and define your business, get a brand, get into the internet and industry game. It's coming. That's where it's at. You guys all know that. So one thing I also tell people is when you do get a pilot's license, solo cross country, what does that mean? You learn enough about flying your plane that you can actually do what they call solo cross country. It's 3 legs of 50 miles, and you got to do it all by yourself. And it's a very powerful moment. And what happens is you have to design the whole flight plan from start to finish in a micro version. You're not going from LA to New York. You're going to go from someplace in Orange County or San Bernardino. You're going to go out to Barstow or Bakersfield. You're going to go out to Blythe and come back home. And you have to do everything, all the radio communications, all the flight separation, pre-flight. And what happens is when you come back from that solo cross-country flight, you will never be the same person you were before you left. You will have so much confidence in yourself. You will have done it. You will have done something incredible. You will flight plan from start to finish, step to step. You're planning to live. Everything you're doing is to not make a mistake. And if you do, how are you going to get it? How are you going to deal with it? That happens in business. It's not life and death bit for business, but I take it seriously. Any failed business to me is a plane crash. You need to be able to complete everything by yourself, the whole flight profile. The other thing I'll talk about as far as the physics is I have analogies. So when a plane flies, there's lift. I consider that to be sales. Gravity, force, weight, that's debt in your business. If you try to put too many people in an airplane, you're going to read about it in the newspaper as a crash and probably lost lives. But you've also got you got sales, you got the debt, you can't overload the plane, you got to have enough cash flow, you need thrust to run your business, all part of business planning. So I'm just kind of sharing with you some of these analogies in aviation that I use, and you can use them too. It also helps me to communicate with people that I work with if they understand the same terminology. There are many tools like this out there. There's books and books and books and books on how to perceive and see things in business. This just happens to be the way I do it. I'm going to skip a couple more of these things. And we'll point out one more because I'll relate to it later. Under radar weather services, that's something that gives you storms around your business. That could be politics. That could be new products. Somebody came up with something on the internet, Blockbuster Video's out of business. Those types of things are things you got to determine in your business plan. Skip some of this real quick, and there we go. Another thing, when you get flight following, you also get experts in the field that give you advice along the way when you're flying. But that's the same thing you need in your business. You're going to need human resource expertise. You need sales and marketing expertise. You need information technology and software expertise, finance, accounting, and you need the support of your family to keep this in balance. So when you do your business plan, you're going to figure out a certain type of ownership. You've got sole proprietorship. That's just you. You got partnerships, limited liability corporations, private corporations, SRC elections, and cooperatives. There's a few more. But why do I bring those up? Because when you sell your business and you're looking at that $5 million number at the end, basically how you set your company up a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago is going to have some impact on your taxes. So you need some forward thinking on how you sell your business at that exit strategy time, and what configuration your business is in is going to either benefit or create a detriment on how much money you actually get to take home. So this statement's basically saying you have more options than you realize, and taking the wrong approach could have serious financial consequences for you. So you need to think about what structure you're going to be in. And of course, there's two ways to sell. One, when you sell your assets, you're selling basically all the receivables, you're selling furniture, fixtures, and so forth. All these get scheduled out in a pretty comprehensive definitive purchase agreement. And on the stock, you basically just buy the stock and you get everything listed that goes with the company, plus all the liabilities that go with it. So moving past that real quickly. So what is the significance of the 28,725.50? I'm going to tell you right after this.
Hello, my name is Clark Canedy. This is an unsolicited and unpaid advertisement on my part. You know, I just have to say that if you really want to do something special on a special occasion, or do something special just because, I have that special idea you're looking for. Call Roses Say and send a beautiful gift of fresh flowers with a personal message or photo actually printed on roses, and make that special day one to remember. Valentine's, birthday, anniversary, wedding, Mother's Day, just to name a few. They also personalize fresh and silk flowers with logos, phrases, scripture, signatures, and photos. I think that's incredible. I have personally used Roses Say, and from the initial phone call and placing my order to the thank you and feedback I received from the people that received these very special roses, everything was perfect. You know, it's a total experience because giving is just as much fun and rewarding as receiving. Call Roses Say today and pre-order your next special gift and experience the joy of the gift of giving. Call today, 909-630-6852, or go to their website, rosessay.com.
So the 28,725.50, if you divide that by 365 is 78.7. That's 78.7 years. The New York Times had published that if you're a man or a woman alive today, that your life expectancy is 78.7 years. And you know, when you're 20 years old, you got a lot ahead of you. But I'm down in the 60s range. And that means every day is more important than the day before. So when I talk about destination or when I meet with people to talk about their plans, there's a big commitment when you're an entrepreneur, and how you spend your time and where you spend your time, I think is very important. And I think one of the most important things that you can give people is your time. Why? Because you can't take it back once you give it. It's done. So I've met with people who have been in business for 5, 10, 15 plus years. Sometimes it works out great and they get the exit strategy they're looking for, and sometimes not. So you want to try to make the most out of making that journey that they took something that is valuable, or more valuable, or as much as it can be. So when you go through your business plan, you got to look at your risks. You can accept risk, you can avoid risk, you can transfer risk, and you can mitigate risk. And you can also exploit the risk. These are things you also have to determine. If you borrow money, if you've got various competition, if you've got key employees, sometimes you have a key employee partner, you want to make sure you got some key life insurance that goes with it, just to make sure something happens, that you've got the funds to find somebody as talented as the person that you had working with you to pick up where they left off. Those are just a few examples. Also, to do risk mitigation, you need to have a good bank lender. Commercial bank, talk to Gigi. They certainly do banking services. There are other banks out there. She's part of the membership, Chino. You need a good bank, somebody who can help you pull together financing that you might need. You're going to need a good transaction lawyer when you sell. You're going to need a good business lawyer along the way because you got general liabilities out there. You need a good labor lawyer. Now you see I've got a lot of lawyers here, but I've got a client that's got over 30 lawyers, because just because you have a law degree doesn't mean that you're good at everything. Actually, law has gotten so complicated, you pretty much know one thing pretty well, and then you join in with a group of other people that know something else pretty well, and then you can collaborate. But it's a litigious environment. You need to have it. You need a good HR consultant. Hire the right people. Have the right paperwork. Be in a position to terminate somebody if something goes wrong. I've had a lot of clients who want to terminate an employee, and they're so far out of position from winning that, getting a wrongful termination suit's off the chart. You need a good consultant. Be prepared. You got to have a good tax account. You need a good bookkeeper. You need insurance agents that can help you mitigate some of your risks. This should say EDD lawyer. If you ever get a letter from the EDD saying they want to do an audit, there's a questionnaire on there. Don't fill it out. Get with a lawyer. I know one. They'll answer that letter. What ends up happening is somebody doesn't know how to fill that form out, and they bury you because they use employment terminology when you really should have no reference to that if you have any independent contractors. And I mean legitimate independent contractors. I know there's been some legislation, but still they're available. You need a good business consultant. That's me. You're going to call me up. Also, you need to take care of yourself. You got to have a good fitness and health doctor. Here's one for you right here.
Hi there. My name is Dr. John Elevizos from Elevizos Medical. We've been seeing a lot of things on TV and the media about what's going on out there with coronavirus. Please follow all those instructions. But here are a couple other things that would, as an adjunct, as an additional help to having a strong immune system. Number one, as we sit here, as you sit there listening to me, you have 1 liter of blood circulating in your body. However, our bodies contain a total of 6 liters of blood. When we exercise, we bring the other 5 liters into play. So, if you will, we get rid of the old soldiers and bring in new soldiers. So we raise our immune system. Number 2, when we exercise, we pump our lymph nodes. Our lymph nodes are analogous to the gutters out in the street. The gutters take the trash, the leaves that are on the street, and it filters it, and then the water goes to the ocean. Well, with our lymph nodes, tonsils being an example of lymph nodes, when we exercise, the lymph nodes contract and relax, and we move viruses, bacteria, cellular debris through our bodies into our liver, and our liver puts it in our intestines, and we excrete it. Number 3, exercise also raises our body temperature. When our body temperature goes up, it kills the virus and or the bacteria and or the yeast or the fungus. For example, before we had antibiotics, somebody's temperature would go up to 104, 105. They'd wake up in the morning either alive and well from the temperature going up and killing the bug, or God forbid, it would lead to their demise. Because of our current medical system, we don't let people have fevers anymore. However, when we exercise, it raises our body temperature. And the last thing I want to talk about that you may not be aware of is vitamin D as in dog. Vitamin D as in dog, we all need, 12 years old and above, 5,000 units of vitamin D a day. That's the sunshine vitamin. If you're ever feeling sick, go out into the sunshine, and it will raise your vitamin D. It immobilizes natural killer cells to kill viruses, bacteria, fungi, etc. When we do our blood test, it should be 70 to 100, not the normal 30 to 100. 30 we need for bones. 53 and above, we have strong immune systems. 53 and above, we have a 75% reduction of all cancers combined. Think about that. If vitamin D can kill cancer or prevent cancer, how much more would it prevent a viral or bacterial infection? I could go on all day. Thank you for listening to me, and good luck, and may God bless you these times. Hi there.
So Zeb, it's about 10 to 9, so I had other things to go through. I'm pretty ambitious about what I wanted to try to cover today, so in the interest of time, I'm gonna hand this back to you, but I appreciate everybody watching. I have so much more to share and give to people. I'd appreciate anyone giving me their time, and I appreciate being a part of the chamber. I think it's a great opportunity. So I'm gonna hand it back to you. Thank you everyone for watching what I had to present for you today. If you get a chance to see my full presentation and when I put the next seminar together, would really appreciate it if you were able to make it. Thanks again, Zeb.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Thank you, Clark. Appreciate it. We have a couple, let's see. Feel free to ask questions. If you have questions of Clark, you can ask those in the comment section. We did have a question from somebody asking where they can get that video from the doctor. So that was from Jeff. So if you can make sure that you can get in touch with Jeff, let him know where he can see that full video. And I definitely encourage all of you guys, those of you that are affiliated with the chamber, to make sure you reach out to Clark if you're interested in setting up that, attending his next presentation or working with him directly. So Clark, thank you. Any other questions there? If you have any questions, put them in. I'll make sure that Clark gets them. For now, we're going to keep this pretty brief. I'm going to give updates instead. So normally what we'll do when we have our Wednesday business at breakfast is we will have a section where we kind of give kudos. We talk about people that we've done business with and show appreciation and thanks. But one of the things I wanted to take advantage of now that we're doing this electronically is to encourage people to support each other online as well. So I still want to keep that component. I just don't want to do it in the formal setting where we're giving kudos to each other here. You're welcome to do it in the chat box. But I think something that would be more beneficial would be to do it directly on a social platform. So last week I asked our members to go on to their webs to go on the LinkedIn page and leave a recommendation for somebody. So if you weren't here last week, I'd encourage you to do that, make up for last week. Go into your LinkedIn profile, give a recommendation to somebody that you've done business with or that you've worked with. It goes a long way. So even giving Clark a presentation for his a recommendation for his presentation day, say Clark gives a great job giving his presentations. He has a LinkedIn page, so go to his LinkedIn profile, leave him a recommendation, or leave somebody else in the group a recommendation. So that was what last week's assignment was. This week's assignment, I'd like you to go to a Yelp page. One of the things that I'm sure you all are familiar with is the restaurant industry in its entirety is hurting. Those businesses that require people to come in together and congregate. So Deanna was on here earlier. So Infusion Zone is another example. These businesses are really struggling right now. And so what I'd like all of you that are here watching today is to go on to Yelp and leave a review of a restaurant or a business that you have visited and that you've attended and that you have great experiences with and that you haven't done so already. So if you don't have a Yelp profile, set one up. Go in, leave a positive review or recommendation for these businesses, and it will go a long way. When you do that, be sure to let me know. Shoot me an email. Let me know that those are going on so that I can make sure that we point that out throughout the week on our social profiles and everything. Let me give you a couple of brief updates about things that are coming up from the chamber. So we are sending emails out on a regular basis. So I think every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there's tons of information that's coming from the federal, state, local governments. Chris talked about at the beginning, the cities are compiling information. We're trying to put everything together for businesses. And honestly, it's like 10, 15 things that come out per day. So I'm trying to put those in the emails that we send out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So be on the lookout for those. Also on our website, you can go anytime to our website. On our homepage, there's a COVID-19 update page. We've also put together a list of restaurants that are still in operation that are offering takeout and delivery services. That is also on our homepage. And we're right now compiling a list of all of the businesses that are in our membership that are still active and that are still doing an operating business. Because we put together a survey and that was what we got from the responses. So we're putting that together as well. That should be up there by the end of the day today. So we should have a list of businesses that are still in operation. So make sure you check out those opportunities. Like we said, this is on Facebook Live, so you can share this after we end the post. So please do. Clark shared some great information with some great insights. It's going to be super valuable for a lot of businesses. So I hope that you guys all take advantage of and share this, which is great. And people have in the chat box included some of those kudos as well. I want to end at 9 o'clock and make it prompt on the ending time at 9 o'clock. So that's why we didn't give the kudos, but I can leave this up and running. We can still chat and mingle kind of like we do afterwards. So if you came in early, you know that we were kind of chatting and bantering back and forth before we started. We can do the same thing for the next 15 minutes or so. So you're welcome to stay online and engage and interact with each other. And once that's done, I'll turn it off and we can call it a day. So Clark, I want to thank you. Do you have any final words, Clark?
No, I think you're doing a great job, Zeb, and I really hope that some of these funds from CARES and the disaster fund monies are actually available, and that the processes to apply and receive the funds goes off without a hitch, and employers and businesses can actually benefit from it. So I know some people that have been making those applications, but we'll see how it goes. It's a nice reach. Hopefully it works out.
Excellent. Thank you, Clark. Thank you all for coming today. Remember, go onto those Yelp pages, leave those profiles, go onto those Yelp pages, leave those recommendations, go onto those LinkedIn pages, leave those recommendations, and stick around here and do it here. You feel free to use the chat. Thank you guys for coming to our Wednesday Business at Breakfast. You're welcome to stick around and chat and communicate with each other, and I'll shut this off in about 15 minutes or so. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.